Hello students, welcome back. So students, today's English class we will continue with our chapter 9 second part. Okay, we have already done the first part wherein we learnt about the poet. We learnt all what the poem is all about. Okay, so today's class we will read the lines and try to make a rhyme scheme, and then we will know which rhyming words are there in the poem. Okay, we will also try to answer some of the questions given in the poem. Okay, so now on your screen you have this first four lines, so I'll just read it. You can open your textbooks. I hope you have opened your textbooks and be ready, students. Okay, now let me start. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like a troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horse and cattle. Now, first line, look at the first line. Now, here the poet is actually imagining that he's a small boy and he's traveling in a train seated besides the window, and he's just fantasizing and thinking what all like he's thinking himself to be a small boy and what are the views he is able to see outside the window. So like faster than fairies means at great speed, faster than witches they are all imaginary creatures, imaginary you have not seen. Actually we have heard about fairies and witches only in stories, right? We haven't seen them in reality. So like in stories and in movies you can see in great speed they can fly, and they can do so many things where it is not possible by human beings. So the poet is imagining that faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses. Bridges, now we've seen the pictures of bridge. We saw many pictures, right? Bridges, houses, hedges. Now what are hedges? Hedges are nothing but plants that are grown, plants or trees or bushes that are grown together, close together, nearby. We have seen that in the pictures. Okay, hedges and ditches. Ditches are nothing but a small narrow hole. Maybe the hole is dug besides the side of a field, maybe to collect water or to remove the unwanted water from the fields. So those are ditches. Okay, hedges and ditches, and charging along like a troop in a battle. When he's sitting beside the window, he feel they are all just moving fast, like how the soldiers march in a battle, or how they move fast in a battle. He is feeling that, he's comparing all that. And the fourth line, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle. Now he's again, when he's seeing the meadows, the greenery, the grasslands, fields, he is also seeing that there may be horses, cattle. Okay, so let us move to the next stanza. All of these sights of the hill and the plain. Now he is seeing the hill, the plain grasslands. Then he seeing hill, fly as thick as driving rain. Now driving rain is nothing but rain that is just a fast rain passing. And if you have noticed, when you travel by train you feel that raindrops are, you can see them in the slanting position because of the speed of the train. You feel the rain is also like, it's falling so fast in a slanting position. If you have not noticed, next time when you happen to travel by train, get a seat near the window, and if it's raining, you please observe this sight. Okay, and ever again in a wink of an eye. Wink of an eye means it is happening, everything is happening and passing so fast before he shuts his eye and he opens the all these things are just passing away. The even the railway stations a painted station. Which station? Now obviously when you are traveling by train, you will only pass through the railway station with painted neat stations, just they just pass by. You can hear the whistle also. Maybe the guard is standing in the platform and is whistling or is showing the green flag, and the train is passing without stopping. Before the boy is could open his eyes, like just blink and open his eyes, everything is just moved away. Okay, so next, here is a child who clambers and scrambles. Now, a child. Now you know how a small child, how he is trying to climb or move in an awkward or a difficult. Maybe the ground is not proper, like it's not smooth. So the child is struggling to walk. He's who clambers. Okay, then with great difficulty, and scrambles. Scrambles is what you're trying to make yours move quickly, but because of the uneven level of the ground, you're not able to walk steadily. So with the help of, maybe you are trying to balance yourself, keeping your hands and feet steady, trying to walk. Okay, then here is a tramp who stands and gazes. Now here's a tramp. Who's a tramp? Tramp is a person who has no home, he has no work, he has no money obviously, and he just keeps on standing and gazing, just like and he keeps borrowing, asking for food and money. A person like you may call, in a local language you may call that person as a beggar sort of. So here is a tramp who stands and gazes. He has no other work to do, so he stands and just gazes. And there is the green for stringing the daisies. Now stringing the daisies, there are so many flowers, bunches of flowers. Which flower is mentioned here? Daisies. So now here the next, here is a cart run away in the road. When parallel to his train, he can see another road where a cart is just passing, lumping along with a man. The man is pulling a cart, and maybe there is some load kept in the cart. A cart. And here is a mill. Now here is a mill means, now the poet is meaning the windmill. I had shown you the picture. Also you can see the picture of a windmill in that page given in your textbook. And there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Now the child is watching all these. He can see so many things, but just for a second he can see, and then they are just past. They have gone forever. So students, this was all about the poem, a very simple poem, a poet's imagination of how he is traveling in a train and the view that he can see outside the window of that train, and he is describing himself. He is describing those scenes that he is able to see through this poem. Okay, now here on the screen you have this question: state the rhyme scheme. Now the poet, we have just now I read the poem for you. Now we will understand what is the rhyme scheme given in this poem. Okay, so just look at the first line, students. First stanza: faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, charging along like a troop in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle. Now you look at the first line, the last word, witches. Now look at the second line of and the last word, witches, ditches. So your alphabet. We will start, if you remember, we use small alphabets. Okay, so we'll write A, and charging along like a troop in a battle. The third line, the last word is battle, so the sound is changing. So A, now the sound has changed, so B, A, B. The next line, fourth line, last word cattle, so battle, cattle, same sound. So A, B, B. Okay, just here on your screen I have given, just look at the alphabets given in red, A, B, B. Now we will go to the next. All of these sides of the hills and the plain, look at the last word, plain. Now the second line, fly as thick as driving rain. The last word, plain, rain. Again the rhyme scheme is same, A. Next, third line, and ever again in the wink of an eye. Look at the last word, I. Now the different sound, so we'll give the next letter, that is B. And the fourth line, last word, by, I, by. So A, B, B. Again, that means this same pattern is being followed in the next stanza. So you can just have a look at the screen here. A, B, B in red. Next, here is a child who clambers and scrambles. Look at the last word, scrambles, bulls. Next line, all by himself gathering brambles. Same sound. So again the rhyme scheme, A. Next, here is a tramp who stands and gazes. Next, the sound changes here, so the alphabet B. And there is a green for stringing the daisies. Gazes, daisies, similar sound, so A, and again B. So shall we move ahead, students? Now the last 4 lines of the poem. Here is a cart, run away in the road. Again, now the road, look at the last line, word, road. Second line, lumping along with a man and load. Road, load. We give the alphabet small a, and the third line, and here is a mill and there is a river. River, the sound is changed, so we give the alphabet B. Each a glimpse and gone for ever. A, and B. So throughout this poem, this particular rhyme scheme has been followed, that is A, B, B. So students, I am sure you are able to do this rhyme scheme now all by yourself. Next, now on your screen you have this question, write the rhyming words from the poem. There are so many words that rhyme with each other. Okay, let's find out. Here you have, see, the first 2 words, witches, ditches, same sound. You can underline, students, in your textbook if you have a pencil, but use a pencil, students, don't use a pen, okay, in your textbook. Battle, cattle, plain, rain, I, by, scrambles, brambles, gazes, daisies, road, load, river, ever. There are so many pairs of rhyming words. I am sure you underlined those. Okay, students. Now, here you have a question. Now we read the poem. I explained to you the meaning of the poem. We understood the poem well, thoroughly now. Now let us find out whether we are able to answer some of the questions from the poem. Describe the images that the poet sees from the window. This is what the poem is all about. It is total description from the point of view of the poet or a little child that he sees from the window. So the question here is, describe the images that the poet sees from the window. Now, poet sees, you can just listen: bridges, houses, mills, railway station, horses and cattle. He also sees hedges, ditches, meadows, hills, plains, rivers, and he also sees children at play, lazing around, lazing tramps, and hard-working farmers. Farmers. So again I will repeat that, just have a look at the screen, students. Poet sees bridges, houses, mills, railway station, horses and cattle. He also sees hedges, ditches, meadows, hills, plain, rivers. He also sees children at play, lazing tramps, and hard working farmers. What does the tramp do? Now I explain the meaning. Who's a tramp? Okay. Now what does a tramp do in this poem? What has the poet mentioned about him? The tramp stands and gazes. He has nothing else to do. So he stands, tramp stands and gazes. Which flowers are mentioned in the poem? Which flowers are mentioned in the poem? If you remember, I'm sure you remember, only one particular flower was mentioned. What was that? Daisies are mentioned in the poem. So students, we have completed this poem, that is chapter 9. It was a very beautiful poem. I'm sure you have enjoyed reading it now, and you can learn that poem also anytime. Maybe I will take an assessment. I will ask for I'll be asking you to recite the poem. So you be prepared and learn the poem also. I'm sure you're watching all the other videos. Okay, I'll be sending the notes of this lesson through PDF, and hope the earlier chapter you have seen the videos. Okay, and keep reading the textbook, and I'm sure you're keeping your books up to date, completed. So students, we will end here. We will meet you back in the next class. Till then, have a nice day.